I know. I know. You're still disappointed with how it ended. Believe me, I get it. But that finale was years ago, and our favorite characters have been busy. So let's put aside that final season for a moment and dive into a much happier topic. Let's see what the cast of Game of Thrones looks like now. Here we go. Oberyn Martell's immense popularity stems from his electrifying charisma, which made him an instant icon in just one season. He was a breath of fresh air, sexually fluid, intellectually sharp, and driven by a passionate quest for justice. The internet overwhelmingly loves him for his confidence, his progressive ideals, and his thrilling confrontation with the Mountain. There's little to hate, making his death all the more shocking. His most iconic moment is his duel, where he circles Gregor Clegane, screaming, "You her! You her! You killed her children!" This righteous fury is his peak, making his subsequent gruesome demise due to his own overconfidence one of the series' most tragic and unforgettable scenes.
Lord Tywin Lannister is popular because he embodies ruthless, strategic competence in a world filled with emotional players. The internet respects him as the ultimate patriarch and political mastermind, whose intelligence and sheer force of will make the Lannisters a dominant power. While audiences despise his cruelty and emotional abuse towards his children, particularly Tyrion, they are captivated by Charles Dance's commanding performance, which makes every scene he's in unforgettable. His most iconic moment is his introduction, skinning a stag while coolly dismissing his grandson, King Joffrey. This scene masterfully establishes his true power, his disdain for frivolous authority, and his belief that a real leader works while others play. His legacy is one of formidable, albeit icy, effectiveness. Ned Stark remains profoundly popular as the moral compass who set the tone for the entire series, with his unwavering honor and integrity making him a tragic, noble figure. The internet loves him for his fierce loyalty and fatherly strength, but some also criticize his rigid honor as a fatal flaw that naively blinded him to the treachery of King's Landing. His most iconic moment is his shocking execution at the Sept of Baelor. In a scene that defined Game of Thrones' willingness to subvert expectations, the series' main protagonist is beheaded as his daughters watch. A brutal consequence for his mercy, and a stark lesson that in this game, good men do not always win. Joffrey is popular for a singular reason. He is television's most exquisitely crafted character to hate. The internet doesn't merely dislike him, they revel in a collective, visceral loathing, making his cruelty a shared cultural experience. Audiences love to hate his sadistic, cowardly, and entitled nature, a testament to Jack Gleeson's masterful performance. His most iconic moment is his long-awaited death at the Purple Wedding. The sight of the monstrous king clawing at his throat, his face turning purple as he chokes on poisoned wine, provided a cathartic release for viewers worldwide. It remains one of the most satisfying villain comeuppances in television history, celebrated for delivering poetic justice to a truly irredeemable character. Varys is popular because he represents the ultimate political gamesman, a figure of immense power who rose from the depths of poverty. The internet admires his intelligence, his calm demeanor, and his seemingly noble endgame, serving the realm. However, many also question his methods, distrust his endless scheming, and debate whether his alleged altruism was a mask for his own desire for control. His most iconic moments are his whispered conversations with Littlefinger, where he famously stated, "Power is a shadow on the wall." This line perfectly captures his belief that perception, not brute force, is the true key to power.
His tragic end, executed for his loyalty to the realm over a monarch, cemented his complex legacy as the spider who truly believed his own web weaving was for the greater good. Jaime Lannister's popularity stems from one of television's most compelling redemption arcs. Initially introduced as the dishonorable Kingslayer who pushes a child from a tower, he evolves into a complex, sympathetic figure. The internet is deeply divided on him. Many love his transformation and his honorable relationship with Brienne, while others never forgive his earlier crimes or his eventual return to Cersei. His most iconic moment is his confession in the baths of Harrenhal. While vulnerable and battered, he reveals the true reason he killed the Mad King, to save 500,000 people in King's Landing from wildfire, reframing his most infamous act from one of treachery into one of terrible, necessary sacrifice, and forever complicating his identity. Jon Snow's popularity stems from his archetypal hero's journey, the brooding, honorable outcast who rises to become a legendary leader. The internet loves him for his unwavering integrity, resilience, and his profound sense of duty, often calling him the true king. However, some criticize his occasional naivete and repetitive dialogue, famously joking about his constant state of knowing nothing. His most iconic moment is his tragic and heroic death in For the Watch, where his own men betray and stab him for his controversial alliance with the wildlings. This shocking event, followed by his magical resurrection, solidified his status as a central figure of myth and prophecy in the struggle for the dawn. Daenerys Targaryen is popular due to her unparalleled transformative journey from a meek, sold-off princess to the powerful, dragon-riding mother of dragons. For most of the series, she was a symbol of liberation and righteous fury, making her a fan favorite. The internet's view is deeply divided. Many love her as a revolutionary queen, while others, especially after her descent into madness in the final season, vehemently hate the abruptness of her character's turn. Her most iconic moment is the breathtaking birth of her dragons from the funeral pyre of Khal Drogo. This scene marks her emergence as a formidable force and is the foundational moment for her entire quest for the Iron Throne, perfectly capturing her identity as the Unburnt. Cersei Lannister is popular because she is a masterfully written and portrayed villain, a complex figure of ruthless power and tragic vulnerability. The internet loves to hate her for her cruel, narcissistic, and often short-sighted actions, yet many also admire her fierce intelligence and her brutal navigation of a deeply patriarchal world. Her most iconic moment is the destruction of the Great Sept of Baelor. With a glass of wine in hand and a cold smirk, she uses wildfire to annihilate the Faith Militant, the Tyrells, and all her enemies in a single, shocking act of political terrorism. This moment perfectly encapsulates her core philosophy. Power is power. It remains one of the show's most chilling and masterfully executed sequences. Arya Stark's immense popularity stems from her thrilling evolution from a rebellious noble girl into a formidable, independent force of vengeance. She rejected the traditional path laid out for her, choosing to master her own destiny with a sword. The internet overwhelmingly loves her for her fierce loyalty, resilience, and the cathartic justice she delivered to her family's enemies. However, some criticize her detached brutality in later seasons. Her most iconic moment is undoubtedly the breathtaking assassination of the Night King. In a single, silent move, she subverted all prophecies and expectations, leaping from the darkness to save humanity and cementing her status as a legendary hero of the Great War. Tyrion Lannister is the show's most popular character, beloved for his sharp wit, intellectual brilliance, and resilience as an underdog in his own powerful, prejudiced family. The internet adores him for his hilarious one-liners and his role as the show's moral compass, championing the oppressed. However, some argue his character lost its cunning edge in the later seasons. His most iconic moment is his explosive speech during his trial in King's Landing. Fed up with their hypocrisy, he condemns the entire city, confesses to his crime of being a dwarf, and demands a trial by combat in a raw, powerful display of defiance that defines his entire arc. Enjoyed the show? Want to see more like it? Then check out our next video.